ancient mama. I'm here. My ancient mama. I feel like curling my hair. I do that later. By the time I get to the weekly reading, weekly energy reading, we already did the month. You on Capricorn. You on Capricorn. We're gonna get that shirt out the way. Okay. Alright. Let's see. I only got Capricorn and Sage left. I tell you, I didn't get none shit like those round. But hold on, it's one card that's flipped up. I really didn't get nothing much, or whatever the case may be. I'm trying to see what card that is that's flipped up. Hold on. The sun. So you got the sun though. It really didn't. I ain't gonna say like you ain't got no issues going on. There go y'all in there on the bottom of the deck uphold. Capricorn, 5 of Wands. For some of y'all, though, this could be a stronghold. Mental displacement, dysphoria, control. It could be the shadowy type aspects where you hear me say, shadow work could be coming up because I know we are going into what they talk about, Mercury going into Scorpio, whatever the case may be. And I know it's like you hear me say in the past couple months, people feel to recognize, like you hear me say Mercury going into shadow or whatever. You know, this lady, she was talking about it or whatever, how Mercury is visiting Scorpio high will heighten the area of necessarily like with us being in Libra season, like wanting to know, getting information. And if you're not balanced or know what's your concept of evil or understanding your own self, like you would get caught up in the fluctuating energies of Scorpio, trying to get to know, get under, turning over certain things that shouldn't necessarily be yours. It's like easy in the season to get tricked out of position or like being in miss or information, consuming certain things that doesn't necessarily have to do with you. So it's kind of like if you don't know how to fluctuate that scorpionic type energy in the season, it's just mind you to just like, I'm gonna just do what I gotta do for me. But it could be with the shadowy type aspects though, like the darker parts of getting to know you, other people. Because I told you number 2 is all about exposing energies because it brings together like said things or seeing what you want to work with in your wheelhouse. So that's why I say y'all really wouldn't give me much. Like anybody else, like got down to the last 2 that was like, oh, you get what I'm saying? That was like, okay, because you was like, let me go put you out. But it really didn't give me like a lot. Some comes out to do. I ain't saying you got no problems going on or situations that may be challenging, but it really didn't give me much though. So that's why I say I come back with the weekly energy reading, and that's what I heard. Like, let me go and get it out of the way because I'm gonna keep procrastinating. Keep procrastinating. Then maybe y'all though procrastinate, waiting till the last minute. I don't know, but I was like, I'm gonna get to it. I got 10 out. So that's what was like, I got 10 out. And I just thought, like, fuck it. Come on, let's. But I told you I'm trying to get this filler, this blonde giving me. It ain't never been my color. Okay, let's go. Overall, shit. Overall mood, we got 5 of Wands. 5 of Wands. Jesus Christ. Before I cut it. And the 6 of Cups. 6 of Cups. This could be what's on the top? 4 of Cups. I don't know why I did that though. Ooh, I'm so sick and tired of this setup. I think too, I'm just tired of my setup though, because I told y'all it's not that me being on camera, because I ain't got no problem being on camera. But I told you I like it better if camera was here and you could see it from that angle. This is just basic. But the 5 of Wands and the 6 of Cups, they could be necessarily, I know, inner child. The sun had came out, so they could be childhood issues, self-reflected, past type instances. It could be because you got the star, the 9 of Wands though. I say the stars necessarily. I'm keep repeating that. I said stars don't shine where the sun is out, so it's necessarily knowing how to coexist because Aquarian energy is the humanitarianism, so it could be getting along or understanding certain others, or necessarily stepping into your own power or youth. But star and the 9, it could be some type of spiritual journey where I told you going into getting to know shadowy type aspects. So there could be the shadowy aspects, or you hear me say with Venus coming out of Leo, or whatever the case may be, where you hear me say that Venus coming out of Leo placements would be you got 2 of Cups. Wait a minute, I gotta stop jumping. 2 of Cups to the 9 of Cups. Shadowy type placements. Wait a minute, you got Three of Wands, Six of Wands, and the Ace and the King of Pentacles. That shadowy type placements where you hear me say Mercury going into Scorpio while Leo is leaving and going into while Leo was leaving in that season, kind of it'll have you like in the space of like needing for attention, yearning for attention. Oh man, they did this. He's not coming around. This is this. Let me go through a phone. It could. I tell you, the maternal aspects energy has been coming up a lot. Damn. Oh, we got King of Wands, Page of Wands, Knight of Wands, and the Four Cups. I knew the Four Cups was gonna come out. We're gonna keep these two. Woo. So I guess that didn't matter. Knight of Wands and the Four Cups energy suggests to me that it could be some type of Knight of Wands could be like a very low vibrational type energy though. It could be somebody that's young, that's like hot headed or whatever the case may be, like moves too fast, too swiftly, and puts themselves in a position. The Knight of Wands also could be an energy that you hear me say from action types based in the Four Cups. And I tell you, the Four Cups to me talks about you can get it, but you cannot take it. Four Cups also could be the energy at play, because I told you, you fire sign or whatever it is that's necessarily going on. I told you, I was saying, damn, I said, can't believe it's always in somebody else's business. You gotta learn how not to be in somebody's business. Or it could be just like competitive. It don't give me work because you got I don't know. It could be work. We'll figure it out though. But you got Knight of Wands and the Four Cups. Knight of Wands and the Four Cups. I tell you, this energy here, it could be doing things too harshly or reacting and then being in the Four Cups, and it's like having to sit. Four Cups is more of a sulky. Oh, I'm sad. I'm this. I'm this. It's like continuation before you get to the Five of Cups of a mourning type energy. On the bottom of the deck, we got the Fool. We got the Lovers. Could be a relationship in play. Knight of Pentacles reversed. And you got the Hierophant style type energy. Then I say Five of Cups. And then we got the Five of Cups energy. Five of Cups. Fool and the Lovers, though, I tell you, this could be like jumping into if this was like money or contractual type obligations, or it could be a balancing type aspect. Because I've been telling y'all this whole year aspects. This whole year, I've been talking about the feminine, the maternal type aspects of how or highlighted our flawed situations of how we deal with certain things, the stubbornness, the emotional manipulation, the tyrant, the I feel this way, not being emotionally balanced and to be able to state your place. The Hierophant with the Knight of Pentacles, it could be some stubborn type energy if it's like dealing with a relationship or dealing with other people. It's like trying to get somebody to conform or go along with something though. And you got the Five of Cups where it's kind of like this energy where it's like sadness. So I don't know if like with the devil energy came out where it's like a control type energy tactic at play. I tell you, this could be a mirroring type aspect to where it goes into what you put out is what you get. I tell you the Four Cups type energy, so it could be draining or taxing dealing with those energy. With there being a cardinal sign, it could be doing too much because I tell you, cardinal earth signs, it's like the need to do, to learn, to put themselves in like certain positions or whatever the case may be. So you could be all over the place. And then in the Four Cups, to where it's like tiring yourself out emotionally or dealing with certain things and say, oh, I should have did this, I should have did this. Constantly being on go mode and not knowing how to sit still. So there. All right, okay. Bam. Now we go. You got the Star in reverse. You got Two Cups with Nine of Cups, though. So, and then you got the Empress, though. What is that about, though? Because the Empress in reverse could be having doubts about a relationship, though. And then you got the Star here, too. That's why I said, ooh, I said that. It could be having doubts about a relationship. But with the Star, though, that could be, oh, this didn't happen, da 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 da, or for me, the Aquarius energy is like the planning or understanding and like seeing like the coexistence from a worldly type view. You hit the Two of Cups with the Nine of Cups and the Empress. The Empress could be more in a doubtful type space where you hear me say the maternal type aspects where we were talking about how the feminines think, like say for instance, for being a single parent or just being in a relationship or just being single for a dominant. To where like you see the worldly views of saying like, oh, okay, well I make my own, I do this. But when it comes to the emotional standpoint, you see people who don't know how to stand on their own when the relationship becomes fairly intoxicating. So if doubt kicks in, while we going into this Mercury into Scorpio, it could be flaring up those type of issues or like, oh, let me get to this. Well, I need to figure out this. It's kind of like leaving no stone unturned. Like that type of energy. That's why I don't know. Whatever you deal with, you got Nine of Wands though. So you could be defending or protecting or like you hear me say standing up for what it is that you believe in. Three of Wands and the Six of Wands, and you got the King of Wands though. But it's like, how do you stand up or how do you defend though? Like, how do you defend though? Ideally though, because the King of Wands could be a very forceful type nature though. But at the same time, it could be King of Wands could be like somebody who got anger issues. So it's like volatile. It's like reactionary. It's reactionary. That's why you got too many wands. It's like reactionary. So it could be an anger, displacements, or I tell you, it's like that though. It's that though. So that could be like the masculine highlighted aspects of you, because that could be the control. I need to, I need to, I need to, because that's cardinal signs. That is Aries, Libra, Cancer, and Capricorn. Where I told y'all, God was like, "Hey, teach cardinal signs a lesson." I'm like, no, just gonna throw me back in that karmic cycle. Like I'd be like, throw me back on the karmic cycle. No. Okay, but no, I said that could be it though. Because Nine of Wands is like a defensive type space. So that could be the argument type state or whatever the case may be. And it could be like fighting or fighting for a style to be seen, to be heard, but it's in a reckless type manner. The King of Wands is a reckless style type manner. So it could be in an argumentative type space or relationship type dynamic or communicate. It's a reckless type nature. You have two of wands that put you back at the seven of wands though. So it could be a fluctuating energy at play, or it could be, okay, this is how I feel, or needing some clear boundaries. But the two of wands is like not knowing when to do and what to do. You got the Ace of Swords and the King of Pentacles. I say the King of Pentacles could be like a stubborn energy as well, or it could be operating on an old paradigm. Especially with the Page of Wands though. Ugh. This could be younger self, higher self with a child. It could be though. It could be younger self, higher self, or just like you hear me say, the masculine type issues that's necessarily evolving. But the Ace of Swords with the King of Pentacles, I tell you, that's the energy where sometimes the King of Pentacles, where I would say that it would be like, okay, this is how what I'm used to. Like this is what I'm used to. This is what I know. And with the Ace of Swords, it's saying like stuck in the same place. It's kind of like, I don't know. I don't want to speak too soon. Wait a minute. I'm in the reverse. It could be. I tell you, it's more of a Ten of Cups and the Ace of Cups. That's all the cups and goes to the ace. But it could be I think the King of Pentacles is more of a style of kind of like, okay, well, this is how it is. Being accustomed to how something is, but at the same time knowing that you don't want it because the Star and the Nine of Cups will not be there for you to want to have something, or if you're trying to manifest or call in something or need something or be necessarily supportive in that style of energy, because you have the Hermit and the Ten of Cups. This could be isolating though from family members or people, or needing to retract or retreat, or not learning certain lessons though, because the Ten of Cups does speaks of like the unhappiness, the emotional dysfunction, the chaoticism, like it's like the chaoticism or whatever the case may be with the Ace of Cups though. It could be needing some support, or knowing like it could be, okay, well, I need your cup, or wanting somebody to give you love or support or empathy or understanding, or you could be giving this away to certain people. I don't know. It's certain people who don't. I ain't gonna say don't deserve it, because however it works. But Ten of Cups is kind of like not knowing how to say no. So it's like some avoidance issues is like coming on. It's like, oh god damn, they're gonna be getting on my nerves. So it's like the ducking and dodging. It's type of energy. It's like a ducking and dodging. Like god damn it. It's like a ducking and dodging. You got Six of Swords though. Six of Swords, that could be, you hear me say, conversations moving forward, or necessarily wanting something to move forward, or getting away. I tell you, it's like a ducking and dodging type energy. Then I say it was a Seven of Swords, a seven of Wands, the Devil reversed, and we have the Seven of Swords. So for some of y'all, this could be about independent type natures, or finding your own voice, or utilizing those in the month of October though, setting your ground independently, whether it is like learning certain truths. But I told you, it's like, do you though, like being free from the shadow, or just evolving or understanding or growing. You got Knight of Pentacles though, and you have the Lovers with the Fool that came back. Knight of Pentacles suggests that you hear me say, and the Lovers though, the Lovers and the Fool, I told you, it's like somebody equally stubborn. So if it's like a relationship though, or going through like spats, it's like somebody wants to stay, but somebody wants to go, or it's like learning certain truths. I need this to go this way. For some of y'all, this is like the learning type style. I told you, it gives me like a forcefulness with the King of Wands. So for some of y'all could be a little bit forceful. And I tell you, that's where like boundaries and all those things come into play. You got Wheel of Fortune though. I don't like that though. Let's see what comes out after that. Ooh. Eight of Pentacles and the Three of Swords. Ooh, yeah, I get it though. For some of y'all though, I kind of feel like this King of Wands though, it might be an emotional reaction though, like necessarily not knowing how to balance the emotions, so it puts themselves in a situation, or this could be you in the environment, or putting yourself into other people places. I don't, whichever one, whichever whoever suits it, and then it goes here until it gets them into action though. Because the Knight of Wands can be like a more show off type energy, so it's kind of like somebody say, "I bet you can do this." With somebody who doesn't know how to healthy challenge somebody to put them in a position, so it puts you to say I can, and it goes too far too soon. So that could be like the relationship type aspect, because the Wheel of Fortune, I tell you, that's like being on the bad side, whether it's karmically, whether it's spiritually, mentally, or physically, and then wanting to progress. Because the Eight of Pentacles though, like this could be what you have been harvesting, like putting in to be in a state of resentment, resisting that style of energy though, because I tell you with the blackness that's in the heart, it could be just the poisonous though. So that could be minor experiences or big experiences or whatever the case may be, but it could be clearing and a draining process or whatever to deal with though. So for some of y'all, this could be like an emotionally taxing situation though. Now, you got Temperance reverse, Queen of Pentacles reverse, Two of Swords, the High Priestess, and a Scorpionic energy there play. Did I say that though? Don't let that Scorpio energy abuse you. As the Temperance and the Queen of Pentacles, if this got something to do with parenting or relationship type style, so you Queen of Pentacles and Queen of Wands reverse, it's nobody friends. It's not healing an aspect. It's more of a darker, demonic, shadowy type style. Or with the Two of Swords, because I say you Two of Swords is the energy of a person who necessarily plays both sides. But it's kind of like, why do you need to play both sides if you got the Nine of Wands and the Seven of Wands? So I told you it's like a fluctuating energy here that's going back and forth. It could be learning styles or whatever the case may be, or stagnant, or looking for truths. It's like somebody's waving the white flag. The Two of Swords and the High Priestess, though, and the Death type energy, though, it could be that. It could be drama filled or dragging, lagging type energy, though. Because I tell you, Two of Swords to me gives me more of a defensive style type learning. Queen of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles, though, I told you if that is a relationship with a parent or mother or younger self, higher self, if it's like the self reflecting type energy, it's a very lagging, depressive, lower, I have to lie to get to do that style of energy. With High Priestess reverse and the Death, though, this could be for some of y'all, though, this could be intuitively, like, even though you hear me say the shadow could be evil to somebody else or a difference or whatever the case may be, it knows. So for some of y'all, though, when it comes to the shadowy type aspect, some of you don't listen. So the sociopathic style type energy of the Queen of Pentacles to fluctuate or to be self-absorbed. Somebody could say this and you still wouldn't listen. It could be a maternal type figure or your own instincts, or when it comes to financial type litigations or situations, kind of, it don't listen to itself, but it could be some truth necessary that comes to the light. But if it's a truth that's necessarily here with the, I told you, this give me like the vulture type energy, where I speak of the vulture energy, where it's kind of like in a space of where if it doesn't come to cleanse, it will find something to cleanse. It's kind of like, oh, I'm not going to let this go, because the Knight of Pentacles can be stubborn. King of Pentacles can also be stubborn. So it's kind of like, I'm not going to let this go. This is what I know. Or this is how I feel. With the Steward Swords energy at play, and then it's kind of like, okay, you don't want to, so it will drag you like that and be like, okay, and you be like, well, I think it's time for me. So it could be conversation wise, action based, but y'all got too many fiery cards here, so it's like doing. I tell you, but the High Priestess though, and the Queen of Pentacles, if you were searching for some sort of spiritual vice or a person or whatever the case might be, it really feels very drama filled. I will say that though. I don't know if it's the theatrics, the way somebody goes about doing something. I don't know the emotional type base, how you react or what you do, but it's more in that style though. Because I'll tell you, the Queen of Pentacles could be a person that's like, oh, I'm going through this, da 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 da, and it comes up. So you Queen of Pentacles, the Knight, and Hermit for me sometimes can be like a darker style of magic. It's a darker style of magic or whatever the case may be intuitively. Where I told y'all, and a state of what I don't know what reading that was. It wasn't spiritual cognizance. It was something I did back, and I was talking about if you find yourself in your dream state where you're encountering types of people, please wake the fuck up. Because I tell you, it's people who try to move around in subconscious type way, or to find out information in like more of a nasty style type way. Queen of Pentacles also sometimes can subject to a person who try to find themselves more prone to 3D. So I'm flicking my hair down, flicking my nails on. It's not for a routine or a part of upkeep of your feminine energy. It's more just like, oh, I'm gonna go buy this, I'm gonna do this. It's like finding happiness and money, but it's still not satisfied. So I would say that though. You got Six of Cups that came out in the Five of Wands. This could be emotional type trauma. Shadow work. Now this is the season where you hear me say like people who want to do past life work, where I be telling people who be trying to utilize like the what's it called, akashic. I know I fucked that word up every time because my mind want to say akashic. No, it want to fuck it up, say it another way. But this could be the season though for a lot of people though, from the shadowy style type aspects of learning from their past life though. Because you got nine of swords, so this could be stress at play, insomnia, depression, whatever it is, though, mind, I told you, from substances or whatever the case may be, comes in trying to feel to do with certain things, though. And I tell you, Six of Cups and the Five of Wands, it could be a fight or competitiveness, though, because I tell you, the Queen of Wands, Queen of Pentacles will put herself in a position to say, oh, I can do this. And I think I said this months ago. I was like, if somebody keeps calling on you to do something or to prove yourself, you need to start asking yourself. That's shadowy to come in and say, oh, I can. Instead of just saying, if they need me, knowing when to execute, listening to your higher self, to where you don't have to be in a state of drama, prolonging situations, things that need to end, or horrible type endings or drama filled type endings. So it's like more listening to the subconscious. So getting back to what the fuck I was saying though. This is the month necessarily while we're going into and before we get to Scorpio season, if you're doing like past life work to learn, because some people go into, oh, I want to figure out what I did in my past life, and they're just focused on just the seeing type aspect. And if they read, they come up awaken from a dream type state slumber, and then take that energy on with them while I be telling people hopping from portal to portal. So Six of Cups could be some childhood trauma, ideally though. Queen of Pentacles, Queen King of Wands, it could be loss of a parent or a person, ideally though. You do got death energy here, so there could be loss or without something, someone, or person. Six of Cups and the Five of Wands could put somebody in a place of where you hear me say that's stuck, stagnant, or whatever the case may be. It could be that though, loss. Um, Five of Cups was in play. I tell you that could really strange things or whatever the case may be. But if they don't honor the feelings of why do they feel that way, or a person loss was so impactful, Five of Cups, then you get what I'm saying? The value in a relationship really doesn't matter, because Five of Cups versus the Five of Cups that put you at the 10, and that 10 is the Wheel of Fortune and the Harvest, though. So it's conflict, fighting, arguments, and then it goes back to the Five of Cups, where it's the emotional burnt out, these feelings, the grieving, the loss, the sadness, the minor before you get to the depressive type states, not honoring the emotion said, and it's like, bam, okay, this is the Two of Cups. So for some of y'all, this dealing with a loss of a person or certain things, loss of you or pieces of you due to a relationship aspect, though. I think some of y'all just don't take time to process certain things. That's why it's the processing of emotions, though. It's too reactionary for me. Now I say you got too many. Oh, I'm gonna do, and it's like, okay, that's too reactionary. Too reactionary. I should say everything is fine. Oh damn, I thought it was. Ten of Swords and the Eight of Swords. And we got the Wit coming out at play. What's the number? Shit, I don't know. I can't think of it right now. No, I'm gonna just use number one. Strength. No, that's not it. We got this. Five of them. I'm trying to think of what's 18 though. 15 is gonna be 12 is Hangman. 20 is the Judgment. It'll come to me. I'm trying to figure out what's the overall. Going back to this though, going on top of this. Ten of Swords and the Eight of Swords, though, I tell you, that could be emotionally taxing or draining type of situation. Ten of Swords could be pain, it could be emotional pain, it could be trauma, it could be rough communication styles, but it also can be a state of harsh friendships, relationships. Eight of Swords that get you caught up in situations or victimy or trap, or the emotional displacement that come from words or the lack of words that is being said in a type of matter. You also have strength, and you also got the Five of Swords. So I tell you, that could be ego, That could be inner child, it could be happiness, but it could be pride necessarily pushing somebody to be in a state. Because a five of swords energy necessarily is in a state of where it's like a standstill after a fight. It's like wanting a it's like wanting to it's like wait. It's a standstill after the fight. But it's also looking for the white flag, but it's also the 8 and the 10. It doesn't remove the sword to understand to understand the reasons why. Nine of Pentacles reverse will tell you that is a self-absorbed type person. So that's why the Empress is there, though, because the Empress, because I tell you, it's about learning what to give, what not to give, who to assess, to the point where you won't drain yourself out completely, emotional, mentally, and it's also about what are your roots, what are you tending to, what are the people, though. So for some of y'all, though, y'all may have an emotional hoarding thing going on. I got a blog about that. I put it in the bio. Y'all like, girl, you always say you got a blog. No, don't worry about it. I be bored. No, I don't be bored, but it just comes out. It could be emotional hoarding, though. You got Queen of Wands and the Page of Cups. I'll tell you, this could be like the environment, Ten of Cups, or people that play. Queen of Wands and the Page of Cups from an action type space. Some of y'all could be doing things from an emotional dishonesty type place. Page of Cups is more of I tell you, that is a sinister type child with the Queen of Wands paired up. So it could be a very dishonest type person. I could say that though, or dishonesty from actions though. For some of y'all though, this is like intuitively knowing though, like I need to do this, but I don't. And I tell you, also Page of Cups is a place of a person that is very sinister. It is like inner child, like double inner child type issues, but it was more like not saying from a traumatic type past. It could be the attention type wise, the need, the lack, the do, or the. It could be very sinister. I'm saying it could be very sinister though. It can be though. It could be like, oh, I'm gonna do this and like get away with certain shit. You got 8 of Wands, fast action, fast movement. Be going one with the force. Be one with the force. What the fuck does that mean? 8 of Cups. That's why I say this is reactionary. Some people are too reactionary when it comes to emotional type basis, though. I will say if it's anger or situations, or some of y'all like run away from your own emotions, though. So I kind of feel like this, though. So it's like the running away from the emotional displacements, because if you're always in King of Wands type energy reverse, the Knight of Wands, Queen of Pentacles, that's kind of like, okay, like I'm itching for a fight. It's like somebody who itches. I'm itching for it, or whatever the case may be, a reason to let go of anger or displacement. So keep in mind, if it's a relationship, this could be a person that you with and you understand like, why the fuck do they act like this? Or it could be a person, a family member, workplace dynamic, whatever. We didn't get 10 of Pentacles. We could be anybody though. It's like they're itching. So the 8 of Wands is like the 8 of Cups though. So it depends on like what necessarily you are. So if you're like a cusper on the form of Sag, you might come with that fire energy into you in a Capricorn style, or whatever the case may be. I don't know. I am. What's the Magician? That's one. Let me see. Let me count that up. What did I say? 18 or 19? We close though. That's the Moon. You got the Moon, the King of Swords, the Page of Pentacles, and the Magician. The moon necessarily, I tell you, that's like blocks that's like emotional blocks or situations. It could be dysphoria, crown type problems. You hear me say that's coming through the light. King of Swords, you hear me say it could be intellect that's necessarily downloading on what you need to cut off from that financial type matter. Age of Pentacles and the Magician, though, for some of y'all, though, I don't know why I feel like somebody's paying the Magician, you're paying the Magician, or mm this could be paying for health or healing or whatever the case may be, but that's why it could be that style type of energy, though. I don't know. I don't like it though. I don't like it. So it's kind of like somebody's paying the magician. Either you're the magician, and I tell you if this is it. It looks like if somebody's paying you and you're the magician, it's kind of like you're in a state of dysphoria, uncontentment, because I don't know if you know that's the energy that's coming with, and it's kind of like you're sending that or whatever the case might be to a personal situation. If somebody's paying for healing type aspects, I think this is the energy that they're coming with, and you're forced in the middle. So I think it's like driving somebody to a place of insanity. For some of y'all though, this could be I told you this is the manifestation type card, so it's like making a wish or understanding, or it could be about money or financial type aspects though, and it's kind of like that's what keeps manifesting in y'all life. Does this make sense? Hope it does. Oh, we had the sun come out reverse. We got the world that's crossed, so we gonna take that like that though. And it was a we got the sun in the world. I think the sun though, cause speaks of like they say what they say what the old people say, you can kiss my ass where the sun don't shine. Like that type of energy. For some of y'all though, y'all could have a negative opposed view, like you hear me say, or fixated on the wrong things. I said that though in the new blog where I talk about the Queen of Wands, that domineering type energy though. So the fixated energy from Taurus to Leo to Scorp to Aquarius, it's focused on hyper negativity though. Like it's a one-sided perception though. Like it doesn't shift its narrative. It doesn't expand its mind though. And I think that's where like if the crown chakra blockages or situations like in the mind or sleep or situation has become tactful from throat to head. It's kind of like I don't know what to say, what to do in the state of, because I think it's highlighting this negative perspective. Because you got 10 of wands though. Some of y'all could be tired trying to push or pushing the same narrative or exhaust. I think it just gets me like exhausted. It's kind of like I'm tired, I'm burdened, I'm doing this, da 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 da. It's like some of y'all do shit like Knight of Swords and the Ten of Pentacles though. For some of y'all though, whether it's emotional happiness or group or situation or people fluctuating and not saying enough. I don't have to deal with you. I don't have to talk to you. If I need time, whatever it is though, whether it's like, oh, let's sit up and talk about our emotional traumas. No, I don't want to. It's just saying that. But this Knight of Swords, this swift reactionary bait type energy, for some of y'all, I think you're saying like, I just want to opt out. It's like that type of energy. Like some of y'all don't say you opt out though, because I told you in the beginning it was like the cup was giving to the dysfunction though. So it's like I don't want to deal with them, and then it's like, oh, but I want to, or whatever the case might be. Because I tell you, if it's kind of like, say for instance, a group or say for instance dynamic of where we talk about the mad ass hoes together, right? So you got these mad ass hoes that's together though, and it's kind of like you were friends with somebody before they turn into a mad ass hoe. So you're kind of like, oh, this is my friend, da 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 da, different types of stuff. And they always just in this space and you don't find it comfortable. But you're kind of like, this my dog, this my dog. Instead of recognizing that though, so you would constantly give your cup, give your cup, give your cup because you value their relationship more instead of just saying, so you would just say, I'm gonna take my time away from them. Or somebody could be doing this with you. So it's kind of like, it could go either way. It's like, I'm gonna take my time, I'm not going to, and you come back around and still the same though. And some of y'all though, I think this is where this anger comes from, though, to where it like bursts out onto interpersonal relationship or the work dynamic. Because for some of y'all, though, you could be losing patience with work or home, environmental factors, or certain things, though. So it's like recognizing this energy. Because you got Seven of Pentacles, though, and you got the Knight of Cups. Four of Swords. Four of Swords. That's the not accepting help. I told you that, like, y'all be thinking I'm playing, like, if the creator was like, give me knock on wood. Said, oh, go teach all the cardinal signs a lesson. I'm like, no. And it's not because of that though, because cardinal signs, you hear me say I explained this before in a video. I was like, it's the need to always do or be first, and not recognizing that first doesn't always comes into that position. Some of y'all got the mind frame of Bobby Talladega. Have y'all ever watched that before? Talladega Nights, where he say, if you're not first, you're last. So for some of y'all have that mind frame when it comes to everything, or you could be around people who are like this. Or I don't know, but it shows up here in the chart somewhere. So it's kind of like, if I'm not first, I'm last. Or for some of y'all feel last. Well, you probably need to put yourself first. Close the door. I think this deck is shot. Okay. We got Six of Pentacles, Judgment, and the Fool of Wands. Receiving and giving, and the Fool of Wands. So this is like pure dysfunction, though. We talk about trauma bonds, though. I told you that, though. Where I was telling you, like in like 2012, or because it took for me like to go through my dark storm, and I think 2012, I was like, I don't want to be friends too. Like, it wasn't like that. It was just like, no, let me separate myself from certain things or whatever the case may be, because it was like it was brewing other places. And the people that I valued more than they valued me, it started sowing into my relationship, sowing into my home, the dynamic with me and my kid, my child. It was like, it was that style. So for some of y'all are the negative entity. I want to say that though. And then for some of y'all are involved with negative entities. And I tell you, it's this fight or flight. Let me get on. Because just because somebody has anger issues, that doesn't mean that they're necessarily a bad patient. They're not a bad person. It's kind of like patience. But if it's emotionally taxing on you and you kind of like, I'm going to give it back, like you're no good than the other person. That's what people fail to recognize. So I can say that because I tell you, when I go low, I go low. I be like, shit, sometimes I don't want to be the bigger person. Shit, I am not missing a meal. Okay. As you can see. Okay. So other than that, I was dead at, I don't want to miss a meal. Two of Pentacles reverse. That's micromanaging. Need to drop that. Justice. Ace of Wands. Queen of Swords on the bottom of the deck with the Three of Cups. That's what I said. Some of y'all don't know when to cut the party off. Don't know when to cut the party off. Stop. Like, no. I say that to say, Six of Wands talks about success and fame and attributes or whatever the case may be, where we talk about like the family trauma or just success or being seen or just necessarily being noticed. A lot of people don't know, especially with the social media area, a lot of people don't know when to get off the computer, when to put down, when to just come from being so spiritual to manage in an earthly type realm. So it's the expectations that you may have of people. And I said this though, because a lot of people cards were like so great, and then rolling into Virgo season. So I kept telling y'all, I was like, don't put expectations on people to be something you are not. If you are working on it, be say I'm working on it, but don't sit up here and be in a style or whatever the case may be and just being here. So Queen of Swords type energy. Because Queen of Swords and the Three of Cups, I told you, Three of Cups could be unwarranted criticism, or it could be a person that necessarily, I tell you, that's like friends that doesn't need to stick around, tactics that's being celebrated, certain behaviors. So for some of y'all though, it's like, let me go, because some of y'all be juggling back and forth like y'all want a newness or understanding. I tell people all the time, when you searching for change and you start changing, whether it's emotional or mentally, you do have to check in with the people around you. So if you're acquiring peace and you have mastered it, like an addict or whatever the case may be, so your healing is like AA. You got to give yourself like time to where you sure with that. You don't bring people on the journey to heal with you because you don't know their emotional uh capacity to deal with certain things. So they can make you mad at somebody that superseded the area that you have it. So it can cause competition. Whether you and somebody else, y'all work something out or didn't work it out. So it can cause that. So when you're sure in your position, that's when you say, all right, okay, bam, boom. All right, okay, we cool, we friends. Da, 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 da. How can we work on this? Like, do you want to check this out? You give them room. You don't be forceful. So you give them room to necessarily work on it. And if they choose not to, that's how you know a relationship's staying. So if you want to hang and do bald headed hoe shit, do bald headed hoe shit with them on whatever days or whatever the case may be. It's your tolerance that you got to deal with. And if you see that you're growing and you're kind of like, oh, well, I'm kind of selfish and I'm being like an asshole, cut ties. That's all you got to do. Cut ties. And that nips everybody in the bud. I tell you, this is the best time to be doing shadow work and past life work, so you can see. Because I told you, people just think, and I will say this though for new people, shadow is not always somebody going up and, oh, they stopped there and they pushed that person down. They were so mean. No, the shadow hits every area. Let me tell y'all, please understand the concept of evil. It's malicious intent, like that 7 of Swords energy. That's shadowy. When you don't honor your shadow, you will be scared of your shadow. Shadow will drive you into a situation to where it'll feel like the dark night of the sun. Because we talked about that though when I was telling people like, oh, it's the dark night. But there ain't no fucking dark night. That's a shadow. That's the concept of their fucking karma eating their ass up, trying to get them to purge those emotions to hit light. So if you're scared of your own shadow, any person that comes in and try to be light or help or being for you, you be, I don't want that. You will be stuck in a victim type state, not wanting to change. That's why I said it's called shadow work. It's the best time though. This is the best time. The best time. Stop. And it is. I think this is the best time to utilize that. That's what we tell people. Don't just do some kind of astrology. A little quick post, like see what it is. Like research. If you're into that. If you're not, don't. But you don't have to though. Every person is different for a reason though. That's what there is though. Every person is different for a reason. You can't make somebody be something they don't want to be. And if somebody comes trying to make you be something you don't want to be, tell them, babe. When some of y'all don't talk as rough as me. Not today. Nope. On the bottom of the deck. For some of y'all, she's saying not today. Not today. Not today. Not today. Not today. I'm good, love. It's alright. It's alright. It's okay. Not today. Ooh. Cobra on the bottom of the deck. Okay. You got starfish reverse. You got cheetah in the moth. This is the emotions, and then you get that fiery type energy with the moth. You got two fire energies. You got the dolphin and the crow. The dolphin speaks of like I know crow and a raven. It's a crow. They look alike though. You got hyena. Okay, man. Let me get back to it. Peter also talks about, you hear me say, the masculine type aspects, though, of needing to do to execute. So it can be at a fast type pace. Coming back with the moth, though, it's jumping from one thing to the next. So for some of y'all, though, it's like figuring out certain things, getting emotionally grounded, though. I will say that, though, not physically, but emotionally grounded, though, because the moth can have like an impulsivity. Oh, I'm going to go to this. I'm going to go to this because it's attracted to the light. So for some of y'all though, this could be people necessarily in the shadowy type aspects though, because sometimes the shadow could be like a dominant, forceful style type thing to where it's like, I like your light. I want to possess it. So it can come off like in a narcissistic type way and it could drain that source. You got the dolphin where that speaks of like a spiritual cleansing. I forgot what the crow means, but I know the crow and the crow, I don't know what that is. I look at it. The hyena necessarily speaks of like needing to let go of certain things, but won't let certain things go. It could be the pack. It could be a sarcasm-y, using sarcasm to talk about uncomfortable type things. I do that though. But if it's too much when it comes to your emotional type placement or inner child, past life experiences, inner trauma, that's when it's like, oh, I need to go speak. I need to go sit on the couch. I think everybody should go speak to a couch because sit on the couch because because that spiritualness or spiritual journey necessarily don't always work for everybody. Like, I'm not saying that concept like on their own, and that's why sometimes it's okay if you. Wait, I'm trying to find it though. I'm trying to look. Spirituality sometimes don't work alone for certain people. Sometimes in those seasons, like if you're going to church, ideally though, that's where the pastors are. You hear me say the pastor's just there to ideally to give you a message. He is. He's like the professor. He should be so trained enough in his wording, not just to gift you a script, but to be open and available to be able to help you through your journey and your storm. So that's like your style with religious type natures or whatever the case may be. That's cool though. That's why I say sometimes it's not going through storms alone. Okay. You got the crow. The crow is out of balance. So that speaks of ungrounded and hypersensitive. So didn't I just say that? Spirituality strong, creative, and watchful. Crow energy is potent and should be only tapped into when the mind is clear. Ooh, those with crow tendencies must balance their life with a healthy diet, joyful friends, and a regular self-study. I got chills on my arm when I said that. I did though. That's why I said that though. Ooh, girl. I was out there for some of y'all though. That is though. Shit, some of y'all is learning to move away from certain people, certain lifestyles, certain friends. Cause don't get me wrong, I love to do about it whole shit with a lot of people. I'm saying it's a lot of people that I'm telling you I want to club with, I want to party with, because baby, I know we gonna have a great ass time. But baby, when it come to my personal life, you couldn't pay me to throw shit on the table. I wouldn't even tell these motherfuckers where I live. You could call me a mean bitch. I wouldn't even care. But if you want to party, party. I'm saying like they want to party. I'm trying to get to the water. Here it is. We could party, we can do all the different types of shit though. But you know, sometimes you gotta have those, but it's like those boundaries. The starfish is beautiful, alluring, or superficial or shallow. The starfish is out of balance, it gossips or it feels empty. To bring into balance, it's a positive friends. When it is in balance, it is uplifting. For some of y'all, though, the problem is these creatures have been reliant on how they look and what other people think of them for so long that they may have forgotten their deeper callings. When this card appears, it is important to understand, am I being swayed by outward appearances? Didn't I just say that, though? What dreams have I put aside to please others? Ugh, like, look at my arm. I don't know if you can see that. Look. It's making my arm stand up, though. That's why I said it is. It's making hair stand up on my arm. That's why I said that's weird. It's true, though. But that's why I said for some of y'all, it's cutting off. So it's kind of like, am I doing this? Am I actually happy, though? Because I told y'all that these new age millionaires, y'all make me so fucking mad. In abundance. Or even old ones in a lifestyle, you going through something in a marital type situation. It's like, where are they? Like, can you actually rely on them? Like, I can call you for partying and drugs. I said that though. Like, that's what really woke me up. I told you that shit woke me up. I was like, this bitch always here when I need to smoke, but when I'm going through it and I want to work it out with this motherfucker, they are not here. They're only here when it's good to them. Or I'm only here when I'm good to them. Well, that's family, friends, or situations, jobs, careers, or whatever the case may be. Even if you've been putting a long time into job. Like, damn. Some of y'all are those people. Sometimes I have to reiterate that though, because somebody's like, no, that's that motherfucking driving ass Capricorn. I'm like, well, read it. If you was drawn to it, then it was them. Fuck, it was them. So I have to put that out there though. But yeah, that's why I said we're gonna get y'all some. Ooh, a time to take rather than give. We're gonna read that though. No money. A personal issue reaches a solution. This is. I'm trying to. Here it is fucking life. Let me see. That's full moon in Cancer, and have faith in your dreams. So for some of y'all, I kind of feel like that though. When I say it's kind of like either y'all dealing with somebody that's selfish, or the way you going about certain things, or being emotionally burnt out, or wanting certain things. That's the Virgo season. Then I say that though, it is a time to give rather than take though. So that's why I said for some of y'all though, if you feel like you don't have nothing to give, then that is honesty. And I told you like you had a lot of swords that were like upward. That doesn't speak of necessarily truth. It's like a perception. The world was blocked. So I tell you that's viewpoints. Don't let your pride get in the way. We're gonna read this again. Vision. It's reversed though. It's the way I'm holding. It's reversed. I tell you this is fixated. When I see it reversed, but it doesn't do reverses necessarily though. I tell you it was some negative, hyperly fixated type energy. But it's about things. It's time to release negativity. For some of y'all still holding on to that. Surrender to the divine. Some people don't want to throw their problems on God or their higher being or deity or resource. Be bold and make the first move. It is reversed. So some of y'all don't want to make the first move. And then it say don't let your past hold you back. That Six of Cups type energy where a lot of people could be doing shadow work or necessarily rooting into nothing that is stone. That is mutable signs. So for some of y'all don't making changes, fixed signs could be the intention of certain things. But you gotta learn how to be mutable. So you might need to work with them. That's all I gotta say. If you call it something you want to stick in your life after you said it, well, you can go with this water. If you call it that you would like to necessarily stick, use the mutable fucking signs. Yeah. If you want to figure it out, it's being changeable. Gemini's communication, talking, getting to know, figuring out information. Virgo, standards of what it is that you need. Just a typical blanket is. Sag, it's like doing it, but knows how to go just so far. Pisces, the dreamy state, the wanting, the doing, the empathy, because they're the most empathetic signs out of everybody else. Because baby, I'm not. I'm just playing. I am. There goes that hyena spirit. Wait a minute. Let's go. Let's go to that hyena spirit. What they say? All right, I'm gonna give y'all a positive back. When this card comes up, it's time for you to take stock of your situation. Where are you now and where do you want to go? The new moon energy of this card suggests a restart, and the Virgo energy suggests that you might restart a clever one, but that's simple and well organized. Virgo has a strong health aspect to it, so if you've been feeling unwell, this card suggests that your health is on the up. Virgo loves clean eating and alternative therapy, so add these into your routine. However you've been feeling, if a situation is blocked at the moment, it could be that you're overanalyzing things or being too critical. It's time to ask less of what someone else can do for you or more what can you do for others. Recommit to a healthy morning and every evening routine. Gradual improvements are coming. Pay attention to detail if you want success without being too panditic. Panitic. Panditic. Whatever it is. Oh well, I said that wrong. Be of service to others. Love and money will follow. The person you're asking about is reliable. Virgo is a sign of health, service, and analysis. Its energy is precise and has a feel of harvest about it. When this card comes up, it could be that a wonderful bounty is coming your way. However, the energy of the new moon in Virgo is usually about getting your life in order. So that's what you need to do at the time of the Virgo new moon and whenever you pull this card. So that's what I said. That's how it is. So we're going to get y'all with a positive patty. Y'all would have me have a long ass reading. Everybody else was like, oh, this something. I was like, yeah! All right, you said I am at peace with my age. Hold on, there's no one to blame. Who had that though? I'm at peace with my age. It could be a little midlife crisis going on. I'll tell you with the Queen of Pentacles energy, not feeling mommy is, needing to change a certain lifestyle. And I know I'm gonna cut the part out. We'll go with them. All right, okay. This is gonna be y'all thing for the next 30 days. I'm at peace with my age. Each age has its own special joys and experiences. I'm always the perfect age for where I am in life. So on that note, I'm sorry, you need kind of give me like midlife crisis though. Who did I say that for? Now before I had got on YouTube, I was on another channel. Y'all watching there, y'all did. But I think they had came up in the Leo read. That was like last year. And that's we seen two Leo cards. It was like a midlife crisis type thing. So if you're dating somebody younger and older, because I did see that though King and Queen of Pentacles, that could be a sibling child, age difference type things. Somebody might be going through a fucking midlife crisis. Y'all don't want to be trying to date the old ass. I'm just playing though. Ain't no wrong with that. Maybe. Or you, yeah. Feminists do too. Yeah, this time of need with all these perfect ass. Let me get off. Because they're going to hyena spirit. Look at me. I'm going to get up out of here with my holiday.